truck-mounted M2 50 caliber machine gun provides fire support during a convoy training scenario in the mountains of Slovenia. Gun trucks from the 16th Sustainment Brigade Special Troops Battalion maneuver through the rocky terrain during one portion of exercise Vanguard Proof. Despite the fire support they provide, the gun truck is not the only vehicle in this convoy.
So the convoy is set up in a set. So you would have 4 gun trucks, each having their own TC, one of the TCs being the actual convoy commander. Now, aside from the 4 gun trucks, they would have 3 additional trucks which they are escorting. One of them would more than likely be a vehicle that has the JCR capability, so they can track it via Blue Force tracker, or known as the JCR. Another one would be a more of a logistical vehicle, such as a LMTV or an MTV. And then the last vehicle that would be escorted will be an FLA for the medical personnel.
The convoy sets operate both day and night, moving from blank rounds to live ammunition. While it's important for every truck in a convoy to know its role, when working with international allies like the Slovenian Army, teamwork becomes critical.
While we're out here, we take the opportunity to actually train together. So with that being said, the other vehicles, aside from the primary gun trucks, would more than likely be the Slovenian counterparts, the 157th Regiment or Logistical Regiment. They're actually out here with us. They embed themselves into our convoys and they escort us, and then once our rotations are done, we'll do the flip, should I say, and they'll actually put their gun trucks or their striker equivalents, and we'll have our logistical vehicles embedded with them to be escorted throughout the lanes.
Vanguard Proof showcases not only the ability for 2 NATO nations to work together in convoy operations, but provides a great opportunity for junior NCOs and officers to take the lead.
This is my first TDY, and it feels absolutely amazing. Not just myself, but other NCOs that are out here with me. Empowering junior leaders is what we're trying to do, so that later on, if things do get a little hectic, everybody from the lowest level can actually operate and function efficiently.
I'm very proud of our junior leaders to be able to work with the Slovenians to create stuff that nobody's done in Europe, crossing the Alps and small convoy operations. Our empowered junior leaders have been able to create a dynamic presence across Europe. It's solely because of the ability of them to work with our partner nations in Slovenia.
So as the trucks move on through the mountains, they can look forward to a confident new group of leaders and international cooperation with an important ally. Staff Sergeant John Archiquette, Postojna, Slovenia.
Fire in the hole!
So with the ordnance today, what we're going to do is consolidate it into a collection point, and then place it C4 on top and crank the shot.
Fire in the hole!
A big bonus of being in a place that has a dedicated demolition range like they do here in Slovenia is that we are allowed to train on techniques and procedures that involve high order of explosive. It's a really interesting experience to get to be able to use their explosives, their TNT, their petin that we don't actually have as a part of our normal demolition. It's always a really interesting experience to spend time with foreign military that do the job that I do for the United States military. We always learn something new each time. For instance, this time we learned a couple of different techniques that they handle for demining.
I want it to work, so if they already had a successful one, I'd like to recreate it.
Very specific USSR Soviet mines that they have to deal with a lot out here because of their proximity.
Anytime I can get out of the office, see our soldiers doing the job that they've trained for, and to be able to blow things up in a controlled detonation, puts a smile on my face.
Yep, so that worked like a charm, boys. Yeah.
Identified 200 meters. On the way.
Captain Christopher L. Miles, 16th Special Troops Battalion. I'm the Battalion S3, or Operations Officer. The exercise is Vanguard proof. We named it Vanguard proof really because this is our proof of principle. You know, we're out here exercising every aspect of what the battalion is capable of doing. When we say Special Troops Battalion, it's because it's a conglomerate of different types of soldier. We've got everything from finance, HR, maintenance, communications, EOD, as well as aerial resupply company, all as part of our one battalion. So we came out here to do an exercise that really highlights every piece of what we're capable of doing, and that's what Vanguard Proof is. So specifically, the first thing we came out here to do is a convoy live fire. So anytime we move and conduct any sort of movement in the military, what we want to be able to do is protect ourselves. So the convoy live fire is us using our crew-served weapon systems mounted on vehicles to practice engaging targets as we maneuver a battlefield. So that's the first thing we came out here to do. Additionally, our aerial resupply company, our quartermasters, are dropping in equipment from a C-130 that we can use out here to kind of resupply our operations. And third thing that we're doing is EOD operations. So we have EOD soldiers as part of our battalion, and so anytime you have an explosive device, whether an unexploded or already detonated device, they come out and kind of clear the area and make sure that it's safe for future movements to come through. So we're exercising that ability as well. For this exercise, we're using our M2, which is a 50 caliber machine gun, a Mark 19, and a 240 Bravo, Mike 240 Bravo, which is a 7.62 caliber machine gun as well. The interaction with the Slovenian Army is great. They've been nothing but hospitable. It's definitely great working with another NATO country. One of the key things we're working on here as well is our communications equipment and making sure that we can talk to each other on secured frequencies. So that's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of interaction just kind of planning this whole process. My understanding is the 157th Log Regiment from the Slovenian Army, this is the first time they've really partnered with a U.S. Logistics element as well. So it's been a big learning process for both sides, but a lot of fun getting here for sure.
This is one of the first times a unit has moved through Slovenia using these routes from Baumholder and from Vicenza, Italy, and from Grafenwehr, and it's been a sort of proof of principle in itself for battalions moving these locations. So the convoy movement itself truly empowered our junior leaders to, as convoy commanders and just drivers in general, making that long trip through places they've never been before, driving across the Alps and self-recovering vehicles and ensuring proper driving distances and all of the calculations that go into fuel consumption and different factors involved with driving conditions, truly empowered our leaders to make decisions and just gain the experience that will last them a lifetime, both in their military and just professional careers as a whole.
My name is Sergeant Jose Rivera. I'm with the 504th Brigade Signal Company out in Baumholder, Germany. My main job is a signal support system specialist. I'm a retrans team chief. So the training we conducted was to install the lifters for the pop-up targets that are going to be used as part of the Vanguard Proof Convoy Live Fire exercise. Mr. Gary helped us installing them, and he taught us how to do it, so I taught my soldiers how to install those machines properly. We utilized a digger in order to build a better footing for the machines. That way the lifters weren't exposed due to the fact that we're going to be using 7.62 rounds, and it might damage the machines.
I am First Sergeant Knowlton of the 504th Brigade Signal Company, which is part of the 16th Special Troops Battalion, part of the 16th Sustainment Brigade stationed out of Baumholder, Germany. We're here in Slovenia at the top of Renegade Rock, providing retransmission support for Vanguard Proof. Vanguard Proof is a multinational operation, and our retransmission objective here is to allow intercommunication between both the host nation, NATO, and U.S. forces that is transparent to the end user. What this means for us is that our warfighters on the ground are able to use their organic frequencies, and via our retransmission setup here, we're able to combine both NATO, host nation, and U.S. force frequencies on the same network. This allows interoperability through empowering our junior leaders to bring their retransmission kit up here and make the mission happen.
My name is Captain Thomas Artone, 702nd Ordnance Company EOD, 16th Special Troops Battalion, 16th Sustainment Brigade. I'm the company commander out of Grafenwehr, Germany. Our mission during this training is to participate in the convoy escort teams with the convoy live fire and provide counter IED support to the convoy live fire exercise also. The Talon robots greatly increase our capability to stay remote from explosive hazards such as IEDs and UXO, so it's a great tool to possess during our training and during real-world scenarios.
First Sergeant Jesse Crone, 702nd Ordnance Company, Explosive Ordnance Disposal. I'm the company First Sergeant based out of Grafenwehr, Germany. Our unit mission during Vanguard Proof is to provide the Slovenian Army and U.S. forces with a combined convoy live fire capability. And we're also providing explosive ordnance disposal support with the EOD platoon of the Slovenian Army. When Major General Gamble visited, we were displaying our interoperability with the Slovenian EOD platoon. We've been training together, sharing TTPs, tactics in order to better our partnerships, enable the alliance, and ensure that we can operate interoperably to counter explosive devices on the battlefield.
I'm First Lieutenant Sophia Ricard, Executive Officer of 5th Quartermaster Theater Aerial Delivery Company. Our unit's mission during this training with the 157th Logistics Regiment is to provide logistical sustainment by ways of aerial delivery. Our unit's mission today is to conduct ground operations to occupy and secure POCHEK drop zone and be able to provide aerial delivery from a C-130 aircraft. So this morning's exercise, partner with 157th Logistics Regiment, is to demonstrate our ability to provide sustainment support by means of aerial resupply. It requires integrated training with establishing, one, the drop zone, communicating and coordinating the aircraft to be able to provide the supplies and personnel drop onto the right location. The drop zone is a suitable drop zone. It's unique because it possesses or it shows that it's a task and a challenge to be able to occupy and secure. This area is normally utilized for civilian traffic and exercise and just normal daily life. So one of the biggest challenges has been to kind of keep the civilian traffic out of the area to ensure safety and ensure that we have a means to deliver supplies and equipment.
Command Sergeant Major Jonathan Uribe, 16th Special Troops Battalion, Baumholder, Germany. We're out here in Slovenia exercising Vanguard Proof 2017. Categorizing this event in a nutshell, we're taking junior leaders, non-commissioned officers, platoon leaders, section sergeants, and enabling them to execute missions while partnering with our Slovenian allies to have and showcase our capabilities within the 16th Special Troops Battalion. I'm really impressed with what our NCOs have done to accomplish the train-up to meet our objectives here that the commander set forward. From table 1 through 12, to convoying over 800 miles, to partnering with our Slovenian allies and executing, putting steel on target. That's what Vanguards do.
Lieutenant Colonel Brian Katz, the commander of the 16th Special Troops Battalion. In support of the year of execution, we're executing Vanguard Proof. Vanguard Proof is an exercise where we'll demonstrate all the capabilities inside the battalion to support a strong Europe and provide a dynamic presence. What we're focusing on is the capabilities inside the organization is human resource management, finance, EOD operations, and airborne operations. What we did with this operation is lift from 3 different locations in Europe, 2 in Germany and 1 in Italy, crossed across 3 sovereign nations and arrived in Slovenia with our allied partners to conduct operations to support a shoot, move, and communicate, and support a strong Europe with sustainment operations. One of the key goals that I want to achieve with this exercise is readiness. What we've done here is demonstrate the capability amongst our organization to quickly, rapidly maintain our organization, sustain the force, and a forward presence.
Proud of our soldiers for a number of reasons. For the sacrifices that they give, the ability to be resilient from all the things that they have encountered. Most of our soldiers, they're out there on the road, they're away from their family, and I'm proud of each and every one of our soldiers for everything that they do.
Okay, I'm Colonel Vincent Zarko. I'm the commander of 157th Logistics Regiment of Slovenian Armed Forces, part of Logistics Brigade. Also very much important for us, to see what are the TTPs of 16th Sustainment Brigade, Special Troops Battalion, and we can adjust our procedures and we can learn from the best. But on the other side, you can learn also something from us as well. So in the end of the day, I think this exercise, this common training was highly successful, and I'm looking forward for the future cooperation.
So my name is Brigadier General Milan Žurman, and I'm a commander of Slovenian Armed Forces Logistics Brigade. So the Vanguard Proof 17, this is the official name of the exercise, or the training. It's more than a training than an exercise. It's a perfect proof how 2 allied nations, NATO nations, cooperate, let's say, in Europe. So this is our first exercise with the 21st Theater Support Command, especially with the 16th Sustainment Brigade. So these 2 weeks, our soldiers develop mutual understanding between each other. They're becoming friends, what is very important. And beside that, they're also trained as logisticians.
My name is Brent Hartley. I'm the U.S. Ambassador to Slovenia. The exercise Vanguard Proof that is being run right now is one more example of the excellent cooperation we have with our Slovenian NATO allies and with other allied and partner countries in the region. This kind of exercise that brings an American sustainment battalion to Slovenia for its first exercise here is a real proof of readiness. And one more opportunity to improve the interoperability between us, our Slovenian allies, and other allies and partners.
My name is Major General Dwayne Gamble. I'm the Commanding General of 21st Theater Sustainment Command. We're stationed out of Kaiserslautern, Germany. Here today in Slovenia with the 16th Sustainment Brigade Special Troops Battalion and some of their downtrace companies, where they're doing interoperability training with our NATO allies, the Slovenian Army. The training ranges from convoy live fire to counter IED to EOD training, and it's a great opportunity to share tactics, techniques, and procedures with our allies, to build interoperability, anything from secure commo on radios to EOD, counter IED, and EOD techniques. Sharing the technologies that are unique to both armies, and learning from each other and growing together, all to make a stronger alliance and a stronger Europe. The 16th Sustainment Brigade's Special Troops Battalion is a unique organization in so much as we're challenged in Europe with span of control issues. The Special Troops Battalions in the United States are focused on running the headquarters. The Special Troops Battalion here in the 16th Sustainment Brigade is focused on warfighting, building a warfighting level readiness in a vast variety of different subordinate units. The 16th Sustainment Brigade STB provides command and control over not only the commo company, the communication signal company, but 2 EOD companies, a rigger company, and several other subordinate organizations that's unique to this theater. The thing that drove us that, frankly, is the lack of combat sustainment support battalions. And so we've had to reallocate units under the STB to kind of balance the dispersion of our stationing in Germany. and frankly to balance the care of and the training of our junior soldiers and our leaders. So I'm very proud of how 16th STB has stood up to the challenge. They're about 6 months into this new mission set. They've risen to the challenge very, very well. And this great complex training that's occurring out here in Slovenia today is indicative of the leadership that the command team brings. But not only that, but the development of our junior leaders and the leadership down to the sergeant and E4 level. You know, one of the great things about serving in Europe is unleashing the potential and the creativity of our junior leaders in this kind of dispersed training. Nowhere else in my 32-year career would a Special Troops Battalion travel halfway across Europe from Baumholder, Germany to Slovenia by convoy, crossing 4 countries, and then, you know, conduct this kind of complex, you know, fairly high-risk training with a Special Troops Battalion. So I'm very, very proud of all the leadership in the 16th STB and all the great soldiers that comprise that organization.